1. Introduction to labor laws. Definition: labor laws are statutory regulations and legal provisions designed to govern the relationship between employers, employees, and trade unions. Purpose: protect employee rights and welfare, establish employer obligations, promote fair negotiation and dispute resolution, maintain industrial peace and social stability. Key areas covered by labor laws: employment contracts and terms of service, minimum wages and working hours, health, safety, and welfare regulations, anti-discrimination and equality provisions, union recognition and collective bargaining rights. Key insight: labor laws form the backbone of formal industrial relations, providing legal certainty and a framework for dispute resolution. 2. Institutional framework in labor. Relations government agencies, Ministry of Labor or equivalent regulatory bodies, labor courts, tribunals, and industrial relations commissions. Functions include enforcing labor laws, mediating disputes, and providing guidance for collective bargaining. Trade unions and worker associations, legally recognized bodies representing employee interests. Engage in negotiations, strikes, and advocacy for employee welfare. Employer associations represent the collective interests of employers in negotiations and policy advocacy, facilitate standardized agreements and labor market stability, international labor organizations, ILO and others. Establish labor standards, conventions, and guidelines, provide a global framework for fair and equitable labor practices. Key insight: understanding institutional roles is critical for effective negotiation, compliance, and dispute resolution. Third, legal rights and responsibilities, employee rights, fair wages and timely payment, safe and healthy work environment, freedom of association and collective representation, protection from discrimination, harassment, and unfair dismissal. Employer responsibilities: comply with statutory regulations and labor agreements, provide safe working conditions and proper remuneration, engage in good faith negotiation with recognized unions, prevent and address workplace conflicts proactively. Key insight: both employees and employers must operate within legal boundaries to ensure equitable industrial relations. 4. Labor relations legislation. National legislation. Examples: Labor Acts, Employment Acts, Industrial Relations Acts, collective bargaining laws, trade union recognition, acts, occupational health and safety acts, international standards, International Labor Organization, ILO conventions on collective bargaining, minimum wages, child labor, and gender equality, United Nations guidelines for decent work and labor rights. Key insight: knowledge of both national and international legal frameworks empowers practitioners to navigate complex industrial environments. 5. Dispute resolution mechanisms within legal frameworks, grievance handling procedures, formal steps for addressing employee complaints, legal guidelines for investigation, mediation, and arbitration, mediation and conciliation, neutral third-party interventions to facilitate agreements, statutory support for voluntary and structured mediation, arbitration and adjudication, binding decisions issued by labor tribunals or courts. Legal enforceability ensures compliance. Key insight: knowledge of dispute resolution mechanisms prevents escalation of conflicts and ensures industrial peace. 6. Legal compliance and strategic implications. Risk management. Avoid legal penalties, strikes, and reputational damage. Strategic negotiation. Use knowledge of labor laws to balance organizational goals with employee rights policy development. Create internal HR and labor relations policies aligned with legislation. Ethical considerations. Ensure fairness, equity, and respect for worker rights. Key insight: legal literacy in labor relations is essential for effective negotiation, industrial harmony, and sustainable business operations.